What's happening, guys? So I just wanted to give you a bit of an update on how things are going for me. For anybody who cares, that footage you just saw was me training at Paul's gym the other day. This was actually 2 days before he did a show up in Gainesville that we went to, and that was actually a pretty good experience, and it was a lot of fun. Kind of got my whole drive to do a bodybuilding show going a little bit, which I'll talk about in a second. But going back, you know, Paul has been a really big help to me, of course, not just only coaching, but with just being a great friend and a mentor and all that type of stuff. But it was good to be over in his gym, getting a good session in, and he was trying to help me with my posing, because my posing is a little bit suspect right now, and that definitely needs some help. So we were working on some things like that, and you know, just seeing his whole approach to how he's doing things and how he's going to go into this show and how laid back he was about everything really helped me quite a bit. Because I'll be totally honest, I wasn't so sure about this whole bodybuilding show thing. Now, don't get me wrong, I was going to do it no matter what, and I still am going to do it. I've always felt like, since I started lifting 10 years ago, I've always kind of felt like I needed to do a show at some point. Like, that was just kind of like something I felt like I had to do for myself. But I've been to a number of shows now in the last year or so, and it hasn't really been speaking to me, so to speak. Like, it hasn't really been giving me a whole lot of motivation to do my own show, and if anything, it's kind of like giving me some like hesitation. You know, like, I haven't really been into the experience that much. I haven't felt that great about it. This show kind of changed things a little bit, and I think part of it is just seeing how Paul approached the whole thing and his attitude towards everything and how much fun he had with it. And like, he was so laid back and so chill, but had a lot of fun, just absolutely dominated in the most humble way possible. And it was just a really fantastic experience. And it was fun seeing him, watching his son Sloan. You know, he was cheering for him, and then you hear Paul cheer back, "Hey, Sloan!" And it was just really cool, and it was a lot of fun, and the whole experience was great. So it really kind of got my competitive juices flowing and got me ready to do my show. But at this point, not till next year. You know, that's been the plan. I want to do it for my 40th birthday, or at least after I turn 40 anyways, which is the end of June of 2019. So right now, that's the plan. At some point next year, I will do my show. So right now, I'm just cutting down. Things are going really well. You know, I'm leaner than I've ever been by far. Just keeps going and going in the right direction. So at this point, I'm just going to keep leaning out until things stall out with what I'm doing right now. And once that happens, we will then reverse out from there, and I will work on a small building phase, basically kind of try to maintain and, you know, stay relatively lean, but still put on some size, get into a better spot metabolically. Although I'm still in a pretty good position. This cut has gone about as perfectly as I could ever have hoped for. Just need to work on putting on some size again after this, and then next year when it's time, I will do my show, and we will see what happens. Now, the new Crunch by me finally did open, so I hopefully can bring my camera in there. I've played around with it a little bit and brought it in there. Of course, every time I go in there, there's some kind of problem. I either forget my clip, or the battery runs out, and I didn't realize it wasn't charged, and I didn't have my backup with me. It's been kind of a mess, but I should be able to bring my camera in there. The only thing is, it's really loud. It's like a friggin' disco in there. So I don't know if I'll be able to do the types of videos where I talk to you in the gym and be able to have it so it's like you can even hear me. I'm gonna give it a shot and see what works, but maybe I can do some gym footage and then talk about how things are going like I'm doing right now, and kind of overlay some footage. I'll try to figure it out, but I do want to try to get back to some training footage and talking about my life and my journey a little bit more. That, you know, I've kind of gotten away from that once I got out of powerlifting and couldn't film in the gym that I was at nearby here. And so I'm excited. It's a much better gym. It's got everything I need, and it's really going to be a good experience, I think. But I'm not sure how that's going to translate into YouTube at this point, but hopefully I can get you some more gym footage and update you a little bit more about my whole process, because I've kind of gone through a lot. I haven't really talked a whole lot about it. Now, again, regarding my cut, I want to talk about a few things, because it has gone really well, and a big part of that is just because I hadn't dieted in a long time. So it had basically been 2 years since I did any real dieting. I had a couple of mini cuts in there, but it was only for a few weeks at a time, nothing major. So obviously I was in a good spot metabolically to begin with, which that makes a huge difference. I cannot overstate enough how important it is to not be dieting all the time to have a successful cut. But anyway, besides that, we made the initial drop in calories. Everything went really well for the first, I don't know, like 15 or so weeks, and then I kind of hit a plateau. We made a macro drop, got things going again, And then we started to plateau around 173. So I started at 190, plateaued again for the second time at 173, ended up taking a 2-week diet break. And this was really good because going into that diet break, I was really starting to struggle a little bit. I was really low energy, just really hungry all the time, and was just kind of starting to struggle a little bit. I ended up taking a 2-week diet break where I took 2 weeks to increase my calories to around maintenance and just give myself a little bit of a break. And man, ever since we did that, like, I have been on fire. You know, once we did that, my weight started dropping again. Even though we came back to the exact same calories, all of a sudden it started going. I have felt fantastic. I haven't been hungry. You know, energy is through the roof. I cannot say enough about diet breaks. I talked about it recently in a couple different videos, and it's just like I have really become a big believer in diet breaks. I've seen it for myself. I've seen it with my clients. They are a game changer. So don't feel like if you're in a deficit and you're cutting that you have to just grind all the time. Give yourself a break sometimes. It can really make a big difference. So ever since I have done that, I have just been like flying high. It almost feels wrong, like how well this is going and how good I feel. Like I shouldn't feel this good, this lean. And I'm not complaining. It's obviously a really good thing, but prior to that, I was really struggling. So that diet break clearly did me a lot of good, physically, mentally, physiologically, everything. So it's just something else I wanted to kind of talk about. So definitely recommend diet breaks. Obviously, don't diet too much, and you'll put yourself in a good spot. So I am really happy with things. I am loving how lean I am, loving the way I look, and looking forward to seeing how far this goes, and then we'll change focus into building. So that's my update. Hope everyone's doing well, and I will talk to you later.
I'm addicted to the love that you're giving. Every minute, every day I've been craving.